Hello, my name is Charles, and I am a resident here at la Casa Bolívar at the University of Virginia. Aquí es una comunidad inmersiva donde español es nuestra primera lengua. Así, to give a little bit of an appetizer as to what the Spanish house here has to offer, I am here to give a tour of the house and its residential locations. So without further ado, follow me. You have residential areas on the first, second, and third floor, followed by a series of communal areas where we have the kitchen, dining room, and a lounge. You'll notice that there are a few chairs strewn about. It's because we have occasional events throughout the house, such as meriendas with other members of the Spanish-speaking community, for example, Sigma Delta Pi, a Spanish honor society. So we have these occasional events that involve not just residents of the house, but also community members, other students, and even faculty members. Here we have our kitchen, reminiscent of an actual house, so if you don't feel like going to the dining hall or ordering takeout, you can cook your own food, create your own meals. As for the culture here at the house, we have a series of quote-unquote family dinners that we have every Sunday, where we would either have a catering service or we have our own great meal that is prepared by the students and also for the students. Here in the dining hall, of course the chairs are missing right now because they're in the lounge. We often eat here in a sort of like a royal dinner fashion, where we have residents lined side, and of course on the ends too. And we even have a foosball table and some couches to boot. Sometimes throughout the semester or the school year, the ambiance of this ground level may change according to the holiday. For example, we have specific celebrations for, of course, Christmas, Dia de los Muertos, and other specific holidays that do pertain to Spanish-speaking countries. On the first, second, and third floors, we do have our residential areas. Here on the first floor, we have typically one student and the director of the house's room. So we only have two rooms here, rather simple, but as we move further up, we tend to have more and more rooms, both single and double rooms. So you can either opt to have a roommate or not, but it is typically based on either accommodations or seniority. And so in here, if you were in Gooch Dillard or the Alderman Motel styles, then you would find this particular block to be reminiscent of the suite style rooms. We have both suite style and hall style depending on which side of the building you are on. The size of the room does depend on whether you do have a single or a double. I do not have a roommate, so I have a single room. Then your room would be around this size. Don't mind the mess. So it's standard size. When you do move in and get accustomed to your room, you will find that you do have, alongside your bed and your drawers, you have a microwave and a refrigerator. So of course you have your drawers and your closets, and it goes without saying, but you also have a desk and a few windows that you will be able to close and open blinds, so you can have as much privacy as you actually need. So if you've lived in the hall style dorms, for example, again, Gibbons, I use that example a lot, I lived in Gibbons my first year, then you would be more accustomed to this hall style. The rooms are roughly same structure, single, double, so if you did live in a hall style dorm, you may be more comfortable, more accustomed to this sort of format. The second and third floors are roughly the same layout as far as the living quarters go. That about does it as far as the Spanish house is concerned. Es simple, pero trabaja. Y a veces es suficiente. I already do speak Spanish fluently. It's my second language, and I saw it as just another opportunity to better my language skills, immerse myself in Spanish culture. You get to experience things that you probably would not have either growing up or during your first year, second year, before you apply. The cultural immersion, easily. The specific types of communal events that we do, like the meriendas, the holiday special events. During the Dia de los Muertos, we actually do make shrines and ofrendas akin to what you would see in a traditional sense. This type of immersion is something that I've been looking for a very long time. Having these types of events that do allow you to enjoy and appreciate Spanish culture, that's one of the most beautiful aspects of the Spanish house. If you're a resident here, you appreciate the language and the culture in some sense, otherwise you probably wouldn't have applied. When you look at the people here, you see a lot of different stories. So, as said before, of course, you have your native speakers, those who do take the culture very seriously, and then you also have your individuals who are at an intermediate level, sure, but they are still wanting to pursue the language and culture even further. There's no judgment in that whatsoever. If you're at an intermediate level, sure. If you're just starting out, that's fine, that's great. If you are at an advanced level or a native level, that is amazing. You can be that mentor role for those who do want to take that step into a different culture. That's simply the community here. It's encouraged that we have all these sorts of proficiencies, because at the end of the day, you're still becoming more proficient in the language simply by living here. I still stand by saying that my room is my favorite part, just because that's me. That's coming from the mindset of just somebody who is oftentimes reclusive. So that's a bit of a more biased take. Having that space, despite living in a communal area, it's both similar and different to living in the dorms. Here, it feels as though like the atmosphere or the tone or just even ways of communication, it's rather different. Being able to have that space to decompress or take time out of your day to study if you don't feel like going out, or doing simple things like being on a phone call with your parents for an hour straight. You have ample room and space. I found that living here also seems to beget studying abroad. I actually studied abroad in Spain this summer, and that was even more of an immersion. Coming back, I feel not only much stronger in my language skills and my communication skills, I can hold back less, or I can make mistakes more rather in front of those who are more proficient than I am. Don't be a stranger to making mistakes with your Spanish, because you don't have to be perfect. Again, we have all skill levels here. You do not have to have a native tongue to live in the Spanish house. I for sure don't have a native tongue. The application process and interviews, they are, I wouldn't say low stakes, but they should be low stress environments. They are conversational, so you don't have to feel like you have to be so uptight with your language. You don't have to feel so formal. You may feel not confident coming into the Spanish house. You may feel intimidated, but all I can say is trust the process. You will come out stronger, more proficient, and more knowledgeable about something that may not even have been on your radar in the past. Be yourself. Don't try to be a hero. Just be yourself. A wise person once told me that experience is the best teacher. Now that I'm able to broaden those horizons, I am seizing every chance that I can get.